Good morning, everyone. This is Sunny again. Here making another video about health and specifically also colitis, nutrition, and trying to heal health issues naturally. Um, Today is July 20, no, I'm sorry, July 16th. 2025. This is just an update. Um, as of last week, if anybody saw the video, I spoke about my ulcerative colitis and how my results came in for blood, which most of them look good, including liver. But unfortunately, my calprotectin hadn't come in, which dealt with ulcerative colitis. That came in today, and today, 2-3 days ago, and I had to kind of get into it because the results came in, of course, not good. So my numbers have jumped up to over 3,000. So if you're familiar with calprotectin, I mean, you should be under 50, which is an inflammatory condition where it tells you how the inflammation is in your colon. Even if you're 70, 100, 200, it's not the worst. It just means something's bugging your stomach. But mine, unfortunately, had jumped back to 3,000, which had been before when I was having bad effects from it. So I had to sit back, a bit perturbed the day that I saw the numbers. But the next day I sat down and I had to figure out what was it that could have caused that to happen. And what I did was I wrote down all my everything I had eaten in general for the last 2 months, and I focused on things that were new, because what I'd eaten before had been working. My numbers were down to 39, and that was a very good thing that eating a proper carnivore and a keto combination diet, I was able to rectify it. But I sat down and I looked at some numbers, see my diet, and see what could have been the culprit. So, besides the usual meat diet, some fruit, on a rare occasion, some vegetable like carrots, maybe lettuce. When I had a hamburger with lettuce wrapped around it. What else did I have? The veggies. And once I had cauliflower that was cooked, and I do have sometimes sauerkraut. So those are about the only things I eat. I try to keep my vegetables cooked as much as possible because when you have ulcerative colitis, raw vegetables are really tough for it. But I don't eat too much vegetables. When I do eat something, it's usually fruits. 80% of the time, it's fruit. 20% is vegetable. But I try not to eat too much fruits either, just so that if I'm trying to do keto, we don't want to overdo the sugar. So if I can stay under 50 carbs per day, I'm in good shape, sometimes under 30. So, what have I found that was different from before? So what I found was that I added on my diet has been, it's okay, buddy. One of the things that I noticed in my diet was I added a little bit more bread and rice, a little bit of bread, but a little bit more rice. Again, when I say a little, Maybe instead of once a month bread, I had it twice or three times in a month. Maybe if I was at someone's house, they made some rice, and I ate a lot more rice at one sitting. But I suspect those guys aren't the culprit because I did always have rice here and there, small portions. If it was gonna bother me, my numbers would not have gone down. Um, I don't think I have issues with bread, even though I've removed most all the bread I eat now is just plain white bread made at home, and it's made with organic flour. I don't buy store breads. I don't eat outside breads. Um, so the bread, I do not think is the culprit because again, I don't eat it often enough to make it an issue. Um, the things that I did do, which I think is the cause of it, and this is my personal suspicion, this is what it is. I was at my family's house, and the meat they had made was spicy. They had put some red pepper of some sort. It wasn't what I would call heavily spiced, but it was. I could taste that it was spiced. For example, when I eat black pepper, I have no issues. I was having black pepper all this time when the numbers were coming down, which means I'm not sensitive to black pepper. Maybe mainly because I don't believe. I'll have to research this, but I don't think black pepper has capsaicin in it, so I don't know if it's the black pepper. Um, I think it is some kind of red pepper because, like I said, when I was having, for example, eggs, I put a little bit of black pepper on it, or if I cooked something, I put a little bit of black pepper, and my numbers always came down. So whatever pepper they put, that was in there. And went to Buffalo Wild Wings one day, and my numbers over there at the Buffalo Wild Wings, I made a mistake of eating several pieces of one of the spicy sauces that was spicy and sweet. Um, and then the other thing that and that was pretty spicy, I have to say. So that may have been a big trigger. And then also I've added paprika to my diet. Uh, I thought I would do okay with paprika, but now I'm not sure because now that my numbers are up, uh, maybe paprika is part of the problem or the cause. Um, one day I had half a slice of cheesecake, which I know I'm sensitive to dairy, so I'm not supposed to have it. And that would bring my numbers up, but I don't think half a slice would really trigger in a whole 2 months, one slice of cheesecake, half a slice of cheesecake would do it. Um, but I really think it's these spices I've added, including the paprika. So now I had to get strict on my diet again. Very little rice. Um, and again, I'm not going completely strict. I'm just going back to what I was eating before the spice and my numbers went up. Because, for example, there's a rice we make that has carrots and raisin in it that's cooked. Uh, but it's cooked, so I tolerate that very well. I don't have a problem with it. Um, on a rare occasion, I'll have a slice of bread again, homemade, organic, no chemicals. Um, and it's white, not wheat, not other stuff, just white. Um, so that this has nothing that could irritate the stomach. And like I said, I'm not gluten sensitive or anything like that. I've had bread all my life, never had issues with it. And again, I was having it on a rare occasion when my numbers were coming down. So if I was sensitive to it, my numbers would not come down. And what else? Of course, I'll have rice once a week with something white rice. I don't do wheat. I don't do what is it called? Not wheat. I'm sorry, brown rice or black rice, anything like that, because the husks in it has a lot of fiber, and I don't know if cooking it is enough to break it down because it's not cooked a lot. So I rather not risk having something that could be irritating. So I eat white rice when I do, and it's like this much of white rice once a week maybe. Um, I'm gonna try that for a month and a half. I'll go get tested. If my numbers are dropping, great. That means what I'm doing is working. If not, then I'll have to get stricter and get rid of the bread and the rice. Just stick to meat and fruit and give it a chance. Um, just so you know, one of the things that I did add and to my sweets, because I don't eat very much sweets, but when I do, I crave it or I want it, I'll have it. Uh, two, three things I have. One is dates, and one is figs, dried figs. Now, keep in mind, my dates and figs are organic, no sugar or anything like that, natural sugar. And it's not I have a lot of it. I have it, one or two figs or one or two dates every couple of days with some tea. Um, and I've had that during when my numbers were coming down, so it was never a problem. And on a rare occasion, I'll have like, not a rare, I shouldn't say that, I have a little bit more, like once every other day, I might have maple syrup in my tea because I like sweet tea. I make hot tea with some maple syrup in it. Um, but I just, again, suspect that's not the culprit either, because I was having it before. So these weren't new items. But I want to give you an idea of what I did eat when everything was working. So these are things you could try to see if you're doing well with it or not. But I recommend if you're a newbie and you're trying to heal yourself for the first time, do not add these things. Stick to purely carnivore first. After a couple of months, go to carnivore on a few fruits, not that many. And then once you've healed, then you start testing, for example, the maple syrup or rice, which I think you'll do well with. Rice is very easy on the stomach. Maybe figs, things like that. But you have to do it. Test one item. After a couple of weeks, go get yourself tested, make sure the numbers haven't gone up, and that tells you you're okay with it. Problem is if you, for example, add suddenly 5 things to it, and then you go get yourself tested and the number goes up, you won't know which one it was. So I recommend once you've healed, test one item at a time. I know it's time consuming, but it's safer than having to backtrack. Like today, like what I've done, now I have to backtrack, remove 2, 3 things, and maybe the paprika wasn't the cause, but now I have to remove it. Um, Even though I had the Buffalo Wild Wing hot sauce, and with my family sauce, I had red pepper in the food. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it now because I've had it, so I have to be careful. And then work my way back up slowly to make sure there's nothing new. Now, if in 35, 40 days I test again and my numbers have not come down, especially considerably, I may have to remove everything and go back to my just pure meat diet with a couple of fruit and let my body heal completely and then work my way back. I'm hoping that's not the case because sometimes with this condition, if you have a flare up of something, it could just be something hit it suddenly irritated, and once you give it a couple of days and don't eat it again, the inflammation will come down pretty fast. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I hope this is not going to be like a 6 month thing where I have to work my way back down. So that's the news so far. The beauty of food and health and natural healing does come with its ups and downs only because um, if you're not a foodie, I think life's much easier because you eat 1 or 2 things you know it works and you never touch anything else. I'm unfortunately a bit of a foodie, so I struggle to just eat nothing. So I try to find things I can eat without affecting my stomach because for me, food is enjoyment. Um, so this is an update. Now you know that you're gonna have ups and downs. Don't freak out when you do. Just sit down, make a list of what you've eaten new, remove them, go back to your old diet, give it time to heal. I think you'll find that it will heal. It is no different than taking medication, because medication sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. You have to stop, you have to add new things, but with high level of risk. This way, you're doing a zero risk, because you're just eating things that are naturally in the form of food, which you normally would eat. You just are sensitive to certain ones, and you just have to stop it. But the side effects are there's no side effects except for your ulcerative colitis. So that's it for now. I hope everyone has having a wonderful day, um, and I will update you again in 3 or 4 weeks once I get some new numbers. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at lazaruslost@gmail.com. L as in Larry, A as in Apple, Z as in Zebra, A as in Apple, R as in Robert, U as in under, S as in Sam, and then the word lost, LOST, @gmail.com. My name is Sunny. Feel free to write me, ask questions, chat. If you're new to this experience, or you've had experience, I'm an open book. I'm here to help. I've kind of tried to devote this past couple of years into learning and sharing knowledge and helping people. My focus on life isn't what it used to be, where it was to work and money and this and that. Those are just the backgrounds now. My goal is that I want my life to have more meaning. I've always been that way. I've always helped people. Just life has kind of gotten in the way in the large scheme of things, because I try to focus on it too much. And I've changed that. Now I try to help people as much as I can. And for me, this is the best way I can reach out as many people as there is. And if you have any questions in general about nutrition, I am a nutritionist, and I do have some knowledge on it. If I don't know it, I'll research it and let you know, but I'm pretty good at this information, so feel free to reach out. Otherwise, have a wonderful day, and hopefully we'll chat another time. Take care. Bye.